Hey girl botanist. So I'm standing behind my favorite tree, as you saw in the title of the video, and I'm gonna show you what it is. This is a bigberry manzanita. It has smooth velvet red bark. Just look at that. It has blue leaves, bluish green. Just look at this leaf color. It is like literally blue. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Okay girlies, let's go look at that one over there. Oh my god girlies, do you see the color of that bark? It is literally so perfect. I've never seen a more perfect tree. Oh my god. Just look at that. And it's like smooth. It's literally smooth. So why did I bring you here? It is because this is one of the last places in West Los Angeles where there are mature bigberry manzanitas. This place hasn't had a fire in 50 years. Bigberry manzanitas are rapidly going extinct from this mountain range, and I'm gonna show you why. Now, bigberry manzanitas are going extinct because there's way too much fire. This is a map of fire frequency in the Santa Monica Mountains, and you can just see there's way too much fire. This is a map of the fire history. You'll see that it's way overburned. And then this is a map of how often the landscape's supposed to burn as it's supposed to. It's burning way too much. This is one of the only places that had a good fire return interval before the Woolsey fire. So manzanitas have been able to recover here. In the background you can see them. Those are manzanita babies. They're so cute. Let's go look at them. Now, bigberry manzanitas are what's known as obligate seeders, which means they don't come back from their root after a fire. The entire plant dies after a fire. And what's one thing you notice about these babies is that they don't have flowers or fruit. They are not reproducing. One thing about bigberry manzanita is they take 20 years to flower. 20 years. And if a fire came through here, this entire population would disappear. And this is one of the only places where they recovered. This tree is going rapidly extinct because there are too many fires. They're not getting to reproductive age in time to survive the next fire. If another fire comes through here, the entire population will be wiped out. Hey girl botanist, I'm up here, and up here we have a view of the largest population of Arctostaphylos Malibuensis in the Santa Monica Mountains. Now let me show you. So if you zoom in, you'll see the mountains, and you'll see that there's a lot of light green patches. Now those light green patches are bigberry manzanita. They're all clumped down there. So let's go down there, girl botanist. Hey girl botanist. So I am currently at the largest population of old growth Arctostaphylos Malibuensis left in West LA, in LA County, besides in the San Bernardino Mountains. Now, you can see them because they're very, very light green. The leaf color changes throughout the year, and the hue is very light green. There's a bunch of them. This is what most people think bigberry manzanita's range is. It's actually a bunch of fragmented populations, and notice how Santa Barbara and Malibu are the only two places it's found on the coast. Now let's zoom in on Malibu and the Santa Monica Mountains. So this is iNaturalist. This is just hikers uploading stuff. And notice how eerily similar it is to this map of which areas are burning too much. And just compare the two. Go back and compare the two. There's another group of them down the mountain. Now, this place hasn't burned in over 30 years. 40 years, actually. And the Big Berry Manzanitas are still healthy. People think Manzanitas need fire to be healthy. That's not true. They're having too much fire right now. What they need to fully recover and come back is long periods without fire. About 30 to 300 years. I mean, what a shame that such a beautiful tree is disappearing. Just look at that. Oh my God. Also, this place is not very high up, and it's a south-facing slope, which is less common for Manzanita to be found. And it's close to the coast. I almost think this separate species of Big Berry Manzanita should be its own species. I declare the name Arctostaphylos Malibuensis, the Malibu Manzanita. And I think there's rare subpopulations that are going extinct. Now, this tree has such fragmented populations around the mountain range. There's no genetic connectivity because there's been way too many fires. Now, I'm standing next to what is probably the largest Manzanita in this population, in the largest population. Now, let me show you how big it is and when I go up to it. Now, let's go see it. Now, let's go see it up close. Oh my God, girlies, look at those flowers. Like, they're literally shining. And look at those bluish green leaves. They're like so blue and beautiful. Oh my God. Oh my God, girlies, just look at that bark on this tree. Literally so pretty. I just went in to see. Now, this is an important thing about Big Berry Manzanitas. They need a long time to accumulate leaves and seed in the soil to recover properly. Now, look at this. This is a Big Berry Manzanita seed. They're one of the most impossible seeds in the world to germinate. And they need years and years and years of accumulation in order to recover after a fire. So this tree would be fine. These trees die after fires and they resprout from seedlings. But they need a very long time to build up this seed bank that you see. There's a ton of seed down there because this place hasn't had a fire in a while, thank God. And they just need to reaccumulate their seed bank. Now, what if I told you there was an even bigger one? One that hasn't had fire in possibly dozens, maybe even hundreds of years. Alright, girl botanists, so I'm standing behind what is probably the largest Malibu Manzanita in Los Angeles County in the Santa Monica Mountains. Now, this Manzanita is on someone's property. And they've been able to protect it from fires. I don't know the property owner, but one thing about Big Berry Manzanitas is since they die in fire, property owners want to protect their land, so they fight the fire usually at the behest of the firefighters, and the Big Berry Manzanitas stay alive. So let me go up to it. Wow, just look at that bark on it. And it literally, it goes all the way up the tree. Wow, just that red smooth bark. Let me change the exposure settings on my camera to really show it. Wow. Alright, girl botanist, so I'm next to the tree's trunk and you can just see how literally beautiful old growth big berry manzanitas are. This tree is the last one left that's this big in the Santa Monica Mountains. They used to be everywhere. Now, one thing people don't know about big berry manzanitas is their fruits taste amazing. They taste like green apples. And the Chumash Native Americans, they used to have orchards and orchards of these trees. And no one's taking care of them. They're not really used in landscaping. And they're like unused fruit trees that literally are like from a fairy tale because of their bark and leaves. It's literally so big, I can climb up it. Oh my god. Now, judging by this tree's size, it's probably hundreds of years old, maybe decades, I don't know, but it's definitely older than 70 years old. We don't know how long the property owner has been protecting this tree from fire, but here's the horrible thing, this tree's going extinct. This is literally the last old growth big berry manzanita left in this mountain range, in probably West LA. And if a fire comes through here, this entire tree will die and not come back because big berry manzanitas don't come back from their root after fire, so all the individuals die. These size trees used to be everywhere. They used to be everywhere in California before there were too many fires. And now this tree, if there could be a fire next fire season and this tree would die forever. It would never come back. Yes, there would be seedlings, but it would take years to fully recover. We need to protect these trees. We need less fire. Now, I've seen pictures of outside of the Santa Monica Mountains in West LA of big berry manzanitas, even bigger than this one, double, triple this size. This is one of the last big berry manzanitas left of this size. It's also happening all over California. There's too many fires and manzanitas are going extinct. Not the burl forming manzanitas. Now, big berry manzanita isn't a burl forming manzanita. There's two manzanitas in West LA, big berry manzanita, which gets tree sized, and Eastwood manzanita, which only gets shrub sized. And that one comes back from a burl, which is a root. Now, this tree, we need to protect it. Hey girl botanist, I'm currently in an area that's had too many fires, and surprisingly, there's a big berry manzanita seedling. Right here. So, let me adjust the camera. This big berry manzanita probably sprouted there because a wood rat or a coyote brought it here when it ate it from a mature big berry manzanita somewhere where there weren't too many fires. Coyotes can travel hundreds of miles with big berry manzanita seeds in their stomach, and then they poop them out and they germinate after a fire. Now, this is good because this is how big berry manzanita survives even with fires, but we need big individuals like we saw in the previous part of the video with that big berry manzanita, the huge one, is providing so much food. Big berry manzanita is a keystone species. So many animals depend upon the berries for food, and so many pollinators depend upon the flowers for pollen. So this big berry manzanita, it was there because an animal brought it there. So, what do we need to do? We need to protect the old individuals. We need to protect them. There's too many fires. We need to protect the places that haven't burned so that places that are burning too much can have big berry manzanitas repopulate. 5 years ago, the Woolsey fire hit the Santa Monica Mountains, my home. Thousands of acres burned, almost 100,000. Most of the big berry manzanitas in the range of the Santa Monica Mountains died and had to restart from seed. I found a friend's property. He had a manzanita on it. The manzanita died, but under it, because of the fire, there were hundreds of tree seedlings. I rescued about 10. Most of them died. One survived, and I named her Maria. I grew her in a pot. I planted her in the ground. In 3 years, she grew faster than every single manzanita after the Woolsey fire that I've seen. I looked at where I got her and I realized she was one of 3 trees left in her population. We need to recognize her as a subspecies. Maria is my everything, and that is how the cure to this. So what do we do? The situation is utterly hopeless. Manzanitas are disappearing from the world, and they're going to be gone forever. We are letting these wild trees go extinct, but there is a cure, and the cure is love. This is Maria. She is my big berry manzanita. She is everything to me. I grew her from a seedling. She grew. Botanists told me it was impossible to grow these trees. These trees are impossible to grow. I found her as a seedling after the Woolsey fire. I raised her. She had many siblings. They all died. But Maria was a fighter. She kept going. She kept growing. I rescued her from a population where they were completely decimated. She is one of the last individuals from her population. This is a new species, undisturbed for millions of years. This tree, this beautiful tree with red bark and blue leaves, she grew. She defied all odds. People said manzanitas couldn't grow on the coast. Big berry manzanitas, well, she was built for here. Arctostaphylos Malibuensis, we need to protect her. She is strong. She's a fighter, and I have made her a fighter. So it's time to spread these trees. I have made clones of her. I will spread the clones to as many places as possible. This tree needs to grow. This tree has powerful energy. This tree has mood control powers. It is so beautiful, it's unrecognizable to the human eye. It must be seen with the spirit eye. This tree, this powerful tree, is so beautiful, and we need to protect him. The earth is in crisis. Don't let this be another victim. We don't have to, because there's hope. There is hope. We can grow these trees. We can grow them in our cities. The cure is not to leave these alone. The cure is to interact with these trees. Grow them. Make them thrive in their homeland of California. Let them grow tall. Let them grow big. We can save these trees from extinction. We can fight. We are strong together. We can rescue these trees. They sell big berry manzanitas, and soon there will be Malibu manzanitas. That's the species that this is. Malibu manzanitas. We will fight for them. We will protect them, and we will save this earth, and we will save the manzanitas, because they are too beautiful to lose. I love her. She's my child. I love you guys. And the cure to all of this is love. Because humans, we are a part of this earth, and so are they, and we have the ability to have empathy for them. That is the cure. Children of Gaia, find your highest branch. Girls and boys and in between. Maria is my Renesmee. Find your Renesmee. Those are Maria clones. I've taken pieces of her and I'm gonna root them. Now, if you have the space to plant one, I am serious about this being a new species and a rare population. We need to spread her. She's too valuable just to be with me. This is how we save this species. We plant it and we create a relationship with these plants, a bond. That is what I have with Maria, and that is what you can have with these clones. We can make more Marias. We can make different kinds of Marias. We can create seeds from Maria. This is hope. We can do this. We can save this species, and we can save this planet, and we can save these ecosystems. Hello, Earthlings. Earthlings includes boys, girls, and in between. We are all Earthlings. Maria is an Earthling. All the plants I planted in my garden, they're all Earthlings. And Maria, I do pick favorites. But, doesn't matter if you're a boy, a girl, or in between. You can plant, you can learn about growing plants, you can learn about your local ecosystems, and you can fall in love with species. I've fallen in love with big berry manzanitas. So, you know what? I'm trying to say something deep or whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna let her talk through me. This is my Renesmee. Maria is my Renesmee. And you can go hike, you can learn about plants, you can learn about seeds, you can learn how to legally get seeds. And you can find your Renesmee too. And when we find our Renesmees and we spread our Renesmees everywhere, we can save the planet. To all my earthlings, Gaia loves you, and Gaia will give you a Renesmee.